Um, I have a little story to tell about Bill, and you'll have to excuse me if I don't get through this real easily, but I'm okay, and we'll all get through this. Um, Bill Mueller is a friend, a best friend of mine, and the kind of friend that's filled with kindness and generosity, and the kind of friend who can tell a friend the truth. And I think those friends are rare. And I feel so blessed to have found Bill. There's a lot of stories I could tell about Bill. But one that has been coming to mind is a story that happened to us when Bill and Joanne and Alex and Jenny were living at the Fort Lowell house in Tucson, and Bill had just cooked us a really nice dinner, and we were about to settle into some after-dinner beverage consuming when we thought we heard the noise of a police helicopter. And so, of course, we grabbed our beverages and our small festival balls and our traveling moon rockets with report and ran immediately outside to see if we could attract the helicopter. And we tried for a little while with no results, and we were about to go back inside and continue with our beverages when we heard again the sound of a helicopter, and this time it was really close, and it was actually shining its searchlight down. And so we ran out with all of our stuff, and we started shooting our small festival balls again, and sure enough, the helicopter came right over to the house. It was great, and it shined its searchlight down on the house, and when it was on the one side of the house, there would be a shadow cast, and so we would all run into that shadow and shoot our bottle rockets from that shadow. And then as it would circle around, it would cast a shadow from the garage, and so we would run in the shadow of the tree as it moved across the driveway to the shadow of the garage and shoot at it again. And this helicopter got really low and really close. It was great. And this went on for quite a little while, and then all of a sudden I looked up from lighting one of my bottle rockets, and I saw the worst. I saw Joanne trapped in the middle of the driveway in the searchlight, like a rabbit caught in the beam of a headlight. Just totally paralyzed, totally busted by the cops, with a full description and like matches in her hand and evidence in the other hand. So Bill immediately sized up the situation, as he was so good at doing, and cut right to the important part, which was to tell the kids, to tell Bill and John and Jenny and Alex to go in the house and do their homework, and that we were going to the bar before the police got there, and which we all did. So we got in the Blazer and started driving down the driveway, and the three of us were having this very animated conversation on whether or not we should turn on the headlights, because the helicopter was still circling back around at the house, and debating the merits of getting caught with our headlights off once we hit the other end of the driveway, which is kind of a long piece of property, so we had a ways to discuss this. So while we were discussing this, we actually got to the end of the driveway and to Fort Lowell, where we were met by two police cars with all their lights on, and the person who had been described as the culprit by the pilot of the helicopter was driving. so this like didn't look really good, and Bill, I mean, always fast to cut to the chase, immediately just poked his head out the back window, and I mean, he was, he didn't divert too far from the truth when he said, that he lived there and he had children there, and there had been somebody pretty close to the house firing fireworks and other kinds of shots, and we were nervous, and we were driving out the driveway with our headlights off because we were looking around for who might be out there. And the policeman just bought off on this and let us go, and we took off and went to the bar, had a really nice evening. And when we came home that night, there was a little bouquet of fireworks on the dining room table from Jenny and John and Alex, and a little note that said the police were here. But I wrote all this down, and I can't read any of it. But I guess I'm not trying to say so much that Bill was smart and fast and could think on his feet and funny, and he was all of those things, but Bill was always taking care of people, and it didn't necessarily have to involve the police that he took care of things, but he was always doing things for people, things that were really kind and generous. And he did so many things for me, and I'm gonna try not to lose it. And I never really knew how to thank him enough. You know, there was just so much, and it was so big, and it was so much Bill Mueller, the giving part. And if Bill is here today, I need to tell him what I did not tell him often enough in life. And that's that I love you, Bill. I'm sorry to do this so badly.
You're doing very well and very fine.
And that I admire you down to my toes. More than I know how to say, you are a hero to me. And I need to thank you for all the fireworks that you sent me, for all the wonderful evenings of drinking scotch together, and most especially for your lessons on truth. Thanks for it all, buddy. I love you.